when did écorché became trendy? So basically, it's time for 18th and 19th century, and that period was marked as a neoclassicism. So what is neoclassicism, and why in that period this why in that period this idea of écorché became popular? So neoclassicism is some sort of a like this basically this painting shows this idea of neoclassicism pretty well. So it's some sort of a like a retrospection, so some kind of a looking back in the past. So because in old times in classical period art was beautiful and was absolute, but in nowadays it all became decorative and decadentic. So basically, it's kind of returning back to the roots. And as you can see, this idealistic lady is crying on the foot of some ancient sculpture. So that's pretty much a very good illustration what the neoclassicism was about. So as you know, there is a few very famous neoclassical authors, such Antonia Canova, Jean-Antoine Houdon, and Bertolt Thorwaldsen. So, and let's look a little bit closer on the Antonio Houdon, Jean-Antoine Houdon. Jean-Antoine Houdon is a French sculptor, and he never thought himself as a being a neoclassicist. Basically, at that period, the word neoclassicism actually didn't exist. So basically, he was famous of sculpting such figures like George Washington, Denis Diderot, Benjamin Franklin, and Voltaire. So basically, as you can see, these Enlightenment era thinkers was one of the famous his subject of his artwork. But in our situation, in our case, let's see on Antonio Don as an anatomist with his very famous skinned man, Écorché. Originally, this skinned man Écorché was created as a sketch for the order. So he got commission from the church in Rome, and he had to sculpt Saint John's figure and to be sure that the figure is anatomically correct. He decided to make this plaster écorché before, and such irony. Nowadays, nobody knows where this figure of the Saint John is, because it's basically it's probably destroyed, but this sketch for the figure, this écorché, is very famous, and his original blaster original is still found in Louvre and being copied many times, like thousands and thousands times. Like every art academy all around the world is using Houdon's écorché as a good example of anatomy figure. There's another good photo reference. There is another very good photograph, which is some sort of evidence for Écorché idea used as a sketch for the figure. So here, Constantine Brancusi, very famous Romanian sculptor, author of beautiful a beautiful abstract sculpture. He started as a classical sculptor from the same Paris Art Academy. So as you can see, as a school work, he was using écorché. He made écorché as a study for this classical sculpture from this Roman figure. And here, this small tiny guy. What is this guy? Yes, it is Houdon's écorché. So he used already Houdon's écorché as example. So here you can see also some life casts from the cadavers and all kinds of like a skeleton here as well. So another very famous author of écorché is Edouard Lanteri, French sculptor and also author of amazing books for the sculpting and anatomy. So his écorché is also very famous, And here you can see the Écorché of Lanteri is already in some sort of like a pose. So there is a more dramatic position than in Houdon's Écorché, and you can see more movement. So one leg is straight, another leg is bent, and then you can see some turning of the head and torso is contraposted, and one arm is bent and another arm is straight. So there is a lot of movement inside involved. But the guy which I want to today to have the most of the focus is maybe not so famous, but in my point of view, one of the best écorchés in the history is the combattant from the Jaques-Eugene Caudron. So this figure was created by Eugene Kudron by supervising physician and Dr. Louis-Julien Fau, and also commissioned by this guy. So 2 years together with the doctor, they created this beautiful écorché. And what is amazing about this particular figure is that there is even more complex movements visible. So basically, the movements are maybe not as dramatic, or maybe as at least the same dramatism have, but you can see a lot of movement of the upper limb, and here you can find. Um, you can even see Kudron's Écorché in the Saleh's painting here. This painting is about like the fine academy of the Paris, the class anatomy class. So you can see on a table there is some bones laying. There's some tables on the wall, and some nude model. And of course, you can see here the combatant figure from Kudron's. The same figure I found, the copy of the same figure I found in Riga Anatomy Museum. Here you can see this guy standing on a table of the very famous Latvian anatomist, Janis Primanis. He was the founder on not only the anatomy anatomy class in university, but also he was one of the founders, or even the founder of the surface anatomy from the Fine Academy of Arts of Riga, so Latvian Art Academy, in 1922.